Welcome back. Joining us virtually this afternoon is our local CPA, Jeromy Bourque. Jeromy, thank you so much for joining us virtually today.
Happy to be here.
So I'm excited. We're trying something new today. You're going to share your screen with us because we're talking about updating your income tax withholding forms. You're going to kind of walk us through this process. So what do people at home need to know?
I get a lot of questions on this, and most of the time it's, at a weekend event and someone's not a client, but they're frustrated because every year, they owe a couple $1,000s in taxes. And like, look, I set up the form, I put married filing jointly, and I'm still owing, what's the deal? Is it my
Yeah.
employer's fault? Is it the IRS's fault? What's going on? And the next question is they usually look at the forms, this form I'll show you, and there's all kind of supplementary pages. So really what I want to do is simplify this for people.
Yeah, this is very confusing.
Yes, it is. So in general, I would give this advice. Instead of trying to play around with these tax tables and if you're single or married filing jointly, what are your total exemptions, etc., let's ignore that. So I'm running through an example of, assuming that you owed $2,600 to the IRS this year when you filed your return and $650 to Louisiana. So in this form here, the W-4 is your federal withholding certificate. The very last line is step 4, it's optional one, but it's extra withholdings per pay period. So if you owed $2,600 this year in your taxes, you can just file this with your employer, have them withhold an extra $100 if you are a bi-weekly employee, meaning you get a paycheck every other week.
Okay.
So I took the $2,600, divide that by 26 weeks and pay periods, and we have $100 owed.
Okay. You
So
just
instead of dealing with
really
all these
simplified
schedules,
that.
etc., yeah.
This is great. And so what else should people kind of be mindful of when they're filling this form out?
Honestly, it's a lot of confusion, but I would just focus on this top part, your name. Typically, I tell people just put single. That way we don't, you're not surprised with a big bill. But if whatever you put last year is fine, you can leave it that way. Mostly focusing on this extra withholding line and just take what you owed and divide it by how many times you get paid a year.
I love that.
And then this is the federal form. The Louisiana forms is the exact same. It's called
Okay.
the L4. And it's the same last line, increase or decrease by pay period.
Jeromy, this is great information. If people at home have further questions on how to fill out these kind of confusing forms, how can they contact you?
Yeah, they can reach us on our website, jbourquecpa.com, or they can call us at 337-362-5005.
Jeromy, thank you so much for joining us to kind of break this down for our viewers at home.
No problem. I'm trying to simplify as much as possible.
Hey, I love it. You're making tax season easy for us, so thank you for that. If you at home want to rewatch this, head to klaf.com. We're going to post this interview there. In the meantime, let's check in with Adam Olivier.